Hey guys, it's Alyssa and I am back with Vlogmas day 15. Believe it or not, we are like more than halfway through, which is kind of crazy to think about. So today's video is going to be one that I talked about earlier. I had a plan to do it, but I got sick and just was like, I can't film this video right now. And so I ended up shelving it for a little bit later on. So I'm doing it now. And that is sharing my favorite products that are currently available on my Etsy shop. So I'm just gonna work through what's currently available on my Etsy shop. That might not be the case when this video gets posted, but for the most part, I'm sure most of them will still be available. The link for my Etsy shop is always in the description, so if you want to check out any of these items, make sure and do so. All right, so first off, we're going to start off with my featured items tab. There on Etsy, it allows you to put 4 featured items on your store. And so I have to give a shout out to all 4 featured items because obviously they're featured for a reason. So I have to make them favorites in this video. The first one is my vintage mystery box. This is a really fun one to put together. And I actually just restocked these because I sold out of my mystery boxes just over like a couple days ago. From when I'm filming this video. So I actually have a video going out on my social media over the weekend that is going to be me showing some items that I put in a recent mystery box. But yeah, definitely one of my favorite products available on my shop for sure. Next up on the featured items list is this set of vintage Anchor Hawking Queen Mary candlestick holders. These are crystal and they both hold like 2 candlesticks. I actually featured them as like one of my main products at my holiday open house. And I've been shocked that they've been on my store for so long because I just think they're so cool, so unique. And even though they're an older vintage item, I feel like they have a lot of modern sensibility to them, which is the type of stuff that I love because even though I sell vintage, I want it to look like seamless in a modern home. That's kind of my whole aesthetic is it's vintage, so it's timeless, but it doesn't look out of place. You know what I mean? So that is definitely another favorite item of mine. Next up is probably one of my best sellers, and that is the milk glass bud vase. This specific pattern is very, very popular for me. And every single time I get it, it pretty much sells out. So I'm always on the lookout for these. If you watch any of my thrifting videos or going to antique malls or anything like that, you'll see me always check these out. So that's another great item. And another thing that I just think photographed so well and looks so beautiful is this vintage onion soup crock. It's so beautiful. And I only have one of those left currently. So I'll probably be on the lookout for more of those at some point. All right, so we've got some more items. We're just going to be moving down the list of what's available currently on my shop. I really love the new glass feather tumblers that I just added with the pink and the white mix together. I just think they're so, so beautiful. And yeah, I'm kind of obsessed with those glasses, not going to lie. Next up is this vintage glass fan jewelry dish. I have never seen anything like this before. When I came across it, I was just like, what is this? It's so cool. So I had to for sure get it. And yeah, it's one of my favorite pieces available on my shop right now for sure. Next up is I got this vintage Indian wood carved like trinket catch-all holder. It could be like a mail organizer as well, but it's not super deep, so I don't know if it would really be worth holding mail for. But a lot of people are favoriting this on Etsy. It hasn't sold yet, but I'm pretty sure it'll probably sell soon because it's just so beautiful. And like I said, even though it's like vintage, it's timeless and it fits in with a modern aesthetic for sure. And I just think the wood carving on it is so gorgeous. Next up, definitely have to give it to this vintage 1977 needlepoint wall art that has owls on it. It's so, so beautiful. I love this piece so much. And I've honestly been shocked that it hasn't sold at some of my live events because every live event I take it to, which has been only 2 at this point, or actually, yeah, only 2 live events I've taken it to so far. Everybody looks at this thing. Like they pick it up, they look at it, they are loving it. So I know that it's probably going to sell soon, but I just think it's so beautiful. Next up is this blue and white marbled pitcher and bowl set that I have. It's definitely vintage and, you know, it's something that is probably an older aesthetic, but I just think the color is literally so, so gorgeous that I absolutely love it. And it's definitely one of my favorite pieces that's available on my shop currently. All right, we're moving on to page 2, and that is, I want to give a shout out to this awesome piece, which is my cottagecore embroidery spring art that is like the Shaker's Garden Seed sign. I just think this is such a cool piece. It's been on my shop for a while, but I definitely love it, and I'm shocked that it has not sold yet. I remember exactly where I was when I found this next piece. It was a thrift store in Millersburg, Ohio, and I immediately picked these up because they were each like 90 cents a piece or something like that. It was this really cool 70s amber glass mug set, and they're just these little mugs, more like almost teacups almost, but they have a really cool design. They're amber glass, which I love so much because it's so beautiful and it also photographs so well. So that's definitely one of my favorite sets available on my Etsy shop. It's so hard to pick, guys, in all honesty, as I'm like recording this video. I just want to say every single piece, because pretty much every single piece is something that I love and have so much, I just want the best for it. I want it to end up in a home that's going to love it as well, and in a perfect space for it. And that's kind of, when I'm going out and sourcing for my Etsy shop, that's how I pick things. It's stuff that I love and stuff that I think would look beautiful in someone's home. But I will give one last shout out to one more item, and that is this vintage green ceramic planter. It's such a beautiful like bowl planter, and it's pottery, and it's got that speckled green paint on it. I just think it's so cool, and definitely something that would, fit into any home now, but yet it has that timeless vintage feel to it, which really is, again, like I said earlier, something that I look for when I'm trying to source pieces for my Etsy shop. All right, guys, well, that is all my favorite items that are currently available on my Etsy shop. Like I said, they're currently available as of me filming this, so there's some chance, I suppose, that some of them could sell before I get this video posted, but for the most part, I would imagine they are still available, so you can check out my shop in the description down below. Thank you so much for joining me for Vlogmas Day 15. I will see you all tomorrow for Day 16. Bye!